Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're back on the Jeep and we're going to try to put a little bit of life back into the plastics and the top on this old Jeep here. So stay tuned. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys, so if you've been following the channel a little bit, you've seen this Jeep a couple times, and you can see that this thing's really faded. All the plastics, the top on it's faded. We did buff out the paint. It came out a lot better. My daughter had me get these seat covers to kind of go with the theme. Looks pretty good. Anyway, check out some previous videos if you haven't seen anything on this Jeep yet. The other thing is that we were asking about before was a name for the Jeep. We did come up with a name. Boom. Linda Lou. So we named this Jeep Linda Lou, and I think it came out good. I made these decals, I put them on the hood. I think it looks pretty good. It kind of matches the Sport a little bit, the font there on the Sport. And to bring this plastic back, I've never done this on plastic before, but check this out. This is how we're going to do it. Flood Penetrol. Now, you've seen me use this in other videos. I use it on metal, I've used it on wood to preserve patina and things like that. And I was reading online a little bit, just trying to figure out how to put a little life back into this. One of the things that people have used is this Penetrol. I said, man, I use that all the time. Never used it on plastic before, but hey, let's give it a shot, see what happens. So I took a little, put on this fender flare right here just to see what it would do. You can see the color between that one. Don't mind the rust on the fenders now, okay? We're just looking at the plastics. So this one was without it, and this one is with it, with the Penetrol. So big difference there. So I'm not sure if all of these are going to come out the same or not, but the top, I'm hoping, it should be black. It's more of a gray, so I'm hoping that we can bring the life back out on it with this stuff, and we'll see how it goes. I've never used it like on plastic. The top's actually fiberglass, and the fender flares are plastic, so I'm actually probably going to hit all this too, where it says Jeep, and these, I'll probably just do the whole thing. The bumper, which is metal, these end caps, see how it comes out. I mean, hey, what do I got to lose? Like I said, I have this laying around the shop already, so I got some brushes, I got some rags, get this wiped on, see how it comes out. And all the other applications I do, I mean, they last over a year. It depends if you're keeping it outside, keeping it covered, whatever. So hopefully it does good on the plastic. We don't have any adverse effects. And if you've never done it before, you can watch me do it. If it messes up, then hey, then you can do it to your vehicle. I did it to mine. So, all right, let's see what happens. So first thing you want to do is get the surface prepped. We've already washed and dried this vehicle. I've also wiped it down with a microfiber. You can wipe the surface with microfibers, alcohol and microfiber. Just wash it real good, dry it, make sure it's nice and dry. Before you apply the product, you're going to need the Penetrol. So it's like 14 bucks a quart. You can get it Home Depot, Lowe's, online, whatever. Maybe a brush if you want to brush it. A cup to pour the product in so you can dip it and then just brush it on the surface. Or you can use rags to apply it. Same thing, just wipe it on. These are old t-shirts. Keep your old t-shirts, cut them up, use them for rags. T-shirts make awesome rags. Or microfiber, if you want to purchase some microfibers, get them anywhere. Walmart, you know the deal with that. So Harbor Freight, whatever. I'm using this respirator. You're going to want something to protect your lungs. I know you've seen me do it without respirators before. In a pinch, we are inside, so I'm going to use it. If you're outside, it's maybe not as big of a deal, but you always want to protect your lungs. These can be had pretty affordable on Amazon also, or Walmart, or probably anywhere, .com. Right, online. Well, I got this one on Amazon, but it's nice because when I'm grinding, I don't have to wear safety glasses. I can protect my lungs and my eyeballs at the same time. A little overkill for this job, but it'll work fine. Some gloves, protect your hands. You know, these are nitrile. I prefer the nitrile over the latex, but whatever your skin permits. Some people have reactions to different things. So these are some of the tools you'll need to get it going, and you've seen me, if not, look in some of the previous videos, you've seen me apply it. It's basically just brush it. Oh, look, fender's coming off, a little bit of paint. Don't worry about that. We're not worrying about that, okay? We're not worrying about the frame that's rotted or the fenders that are rotted. We're trying to make the plastics look good, right? You've seen the last video or the video before, I believe, the speaker install. We want it to sound good. You know what I'm saying? You know, let's take care of those priorities first. Let's not worry about the structural integrity yet. But we're getting to it. Trust me, it's coming in a future Jeep video. But let me go ahead and get set up here, get my stuff on, and get applying this real quick. So let's see how it comes out. Man, that's looking really good. So it is hot, sweating like crazy, and heat index is 107 today, so that's fun. But you can see, really barely used any of this product. So it goes a long way. It's really shiny right now, which, like I said, that will dull out. I'm hoping that it doesn't dull out too much, because it does look really good like this. But we'll see. I've never done it on this kind of material before. This is, like I said, the top's fiberglass, so but it's looking really good. It's covering good. I'm not having any adverse effects or anything, so I'm going to keep trucking along with it and do the, finish the other side, see how it looks, and then we'll move on to some of this other plastics and bumpers and whatnots and just kind of coat a bunch of it. I get a little crazy when I get this stuff out. I just kind of do everything, so stay tuned. I got the top done, and I still have just the slightest amount left in here, so I'd only filled this up to about right here, thumb, looking at the thumb here. So however much that is. This cup is, I don't know, 16 ounces? I don't know. So we had it, let's call it 4 ounces, 5 ounces, let's say 5 ounces. And we did the whole top, and you can see that's looking really good here. Shiny, but I don't know, we'll see. I'll let that dry and flash off, but while that's doing that, I'm going to continue to apply it to all these fender flares. Again, I'm going to try to brush it on. We'll see. You might want to mask stuff off. I didn't mask anything off. I didn't have any problem really. I got a little bit on the paint over there, which it really is not going to hurt the paint, but I just took the rag and wiped it off real fast, no big deal. It's clear, you're not going to see it, but if you're worried about it getting it on your paint or your windows or your door handle or anything, just mask it off if you're going to do this. So I'm not sure, I haven't seen it doing anything weird lately, so it looks good. So hopefully this works. I'll go ahead and do the fender flares and the running boards and the bumper. I'm going to do this back bumper here, and I'm actually going to, you can see the hitch is all rusty. I'm going to go ahead and coat that too. Why not? I'm there. So I'm going to put a little more of my cup here and get to going on getting the rest of this stuff coated. See how it comes out. That way it can all dry and cure. And I don't know, it's looking good so far, so cross my fingers. We got the front end done and the fender flare here. Got that all coated. You can see this bumper here turned out nice and dark, and I mean it looks like new, like black. But the fender flare just looks gray. So it's a darker gray. It didn't turn like a black color like the other side did. I don't know. I can't remember if they replaced that other side at one point or another. Both fenders have been replaced. I thought it was a couple years ago, but it turns out it was like, I think 5 years ago, and they're already basically rotted out, these new fenders that they put on. I guess they were aftermarket, didn't last, but I can't remember if they replaced that fender flare on that side, because it definitely is different than this side. So anywho, we'll see the top is super shiny, but it looks nice, and it definitely isn't all faded and gray looking. It brought that black out real nice, and this will flash off and get a little more dull, and this is going to look awesome. The fender flares, like I said, so this front one, I actually coated it one more time, and you can see how nice and dark that is, and even going down onto here, it turns gray. I did the running board, it's dark, and again, this is gray. So it's kind of strange that these two do not match, and this is the only one that's different, and I know that all the rest of these are factory. And like I said, I just can't remember if this was replaced when they did this fender. It's been years ago, and I was not up there when they did it. But it looks nice, and this all looks nice. These end caps look good. They came out nice. And like again, this won't stay this shiny. It will dull out. And this one I was starting to have a little bit of a problem with. Seeing this one too down here. And you can see here, this still has some brush strokes going. And these were doing the same thing. But they were kind of spotting. So what I did is just went ahead with a rag and wiped it with a rag with the Penetrol. And it came out like this. It looks nice. Smoothed it all out. Also did like the mirror. Now it's nice and dark. I did this plastic piece. So this is all looking good. It's starting to rain. And it's getting really loud in here. I'm hoping you can hear me still. But just give you a quick stand back view and walk around here of the Jeep and what it's looking like. And that top is looking night and day difference from what it did. So, yep, that is quite a bit of rain. Hopefully you can still hear me. You probably can't even see it on camera. But. So we're gonna wrap the video up right there, guys, and this Jeep is looking sweet. And sweet in my mind, sweet in your mind might be two totally different things, but it's definitely looking a lot better. It's not that whitish gray, it's a nice dark black. We got the Jeep named, old Linda Lou right there on the hood. With the vinyl decal that I made, I think it came out really nice. It's kind of pulling the black and yellow together. It's breaking up the yellow on the hood a little. I think that's looking nice. Now, next big thing for this Jeep, if you have a rusted frame on your Jeep, you're going to want to stay tuned for upcoming videos. This Jeep does have a rusted frame. We're going to be going into the frame, cutting out that rust, taking some pieces, sliding them in there, welding it in, and making this thing structurally sound. That is a big job. It might be something that you're thinking, hey, do I want to tackle that myself? Do I want to have someone else do it? And maybe this will help guide you in that direction on which way you want to go with it. It is a big job, and stay tuned for that video if you have a rusted frame on your Jeep. If you're not familiar with the channel and you like RC cars, you like car shows, you like stuff mechanical, you like how-tos and things on automotive and trucks and classics and different things like that, I kind of have a little bit of all that on the channel. Go back and look at some past videos maybe. Like and share. That helps the channel a whole lot. So consider subscribing if it's something that you like. That would really help out a lot too. We're putting out videos about once a week right now. That's the schedule I'm on. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this. Hopefully you learned something from this, and maybe we'll do an update video at some point to see how this thing is looking maybe in, I don't know, a couple weeks or whatever. But stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Have a good one.